So this is my talk about loneliness is perceptual mythology in peace. Creating a more peaceful internal life and spiritually real moral reality for yourself and others first requires your attitude and motivation to change. If you're just trying to feed your body, all this stuff I'm saying is not going to make any sense if you don't have the resources to eat or take enough nutrients into your brain to think. Or if you're trying to feed your kids and you don't even know how the hell you're gonna get through the day, or how you're gonna pay your mortgage, or how you're gonna pay your rent, and you don't want to, you know, mess up your credit, and your kids have to have a roof, right? Or your wife, your daughter, whatever. So, well, those are the times when the higher D is challenge you to take it up. The lower D is trying to drag you into it, and the higher D is trying to help you pull you up. Those are times where when you have faith, as the slogan said, the footprints in the sand, that God is walking through, So the divine feminine goddess is walking you through it. So to create a more peaceful internal life and spiritually real moral reality for yourself and others first requires your attitude and motivation to change. The B, lie, F in the false, myopic, entropic attitude of loneliness. And remember, all oneness or one planet believe in togetherness. Awakening requires actions to dispel the fake separation. Tell the truth. Okay, so the socialist, the AI predator, and the alien predator mind through the West Coast socialism is very often, and all the cults most often, has caused people to believe self-sabotage through self-denial, denial of self, or fasting, or giving up your needs to even what I'm doing now might be a subconscious residue of that to remain in this artificially cold weather in an undue amount of time, to pretend that I'm a ascetic yogi, a shaman, or a healer, or Kiran, or whatever you want to call it, Gnostic, wisdom, mystic teacher. I could be a victim of my ego trip and my own cliche, just like anyone, if I'm not really clear, if I'm not really real with it. So this is why I'm making these videos, because I don't believe. Again, there is no gift if you hoard it and don't give it. There's no gift until you give it. So tell the truth, love the Christ in all, and then you're never lonely. And you just see it's bullshit. It's like, oh, well, sure, I'm sexually lonely. Sure, my children are pissed. Sure, I won't lie. On the level of sexuality, I have a lot more healing and shadow work, serious self work to do, mastery. And if that requires, figuring out how to earn a lot more, that's part of the game of life. That it's the setup, whether it's the demiurge, or the fallen, the the narcissistic predator entity of the old world, or just the fact that this is a free will universe. And one of the things my YouTube channel here is, interestingly helping me to face about the public, and also if I say wanted to have a sexual relationship or reproduce or have a legal dwelling in this town and not leave, it would require that I have to face the so-called fact of competition in the marketplace, or reality, or fact of competition, the sexual game. But sometimes I think I just have to reject all competition. What do you think? Give me some comments about that if you have any ideas on that. Is competition completely fake, invented or does it help make us better people? I tend to think both may be true in some different cases, depending on how much you need to be in a certain place, or whatever certain person. That can spur your growth or retard it. So, as the Eric Clapton song said, it's in the way that you use it. So love the Christ in all. You're never lonely. In the mainstream media, love is always portrayed as possessing another because they want you to be a vampire like they are, at least emotionally, if not adrenochrome. The Illuminati, to them, perhaps love is possessing another, or, if you don't possess someone, then you're terribly miserable. I never feel that until I'm sitting in a room with 5 or 10 other people who are not aware of the Christ at all, who are completely have no social graces and never smile and never make eye contact. Then I start feeling lonely, like I'm doing a bad job as a human. Because I know that they need that kindergarten book on social skills, and that's why I'm doing one of the main reasons I'm doing this for childish people, for people in first grade, second grade. This is your or Cliff's Notes. If you've already had some spiritual studies, this is Cliff's Notes. This is going back over your notes about the skeleton of spiritual awakening. I'm not trying to say I'm an enlightened master. I'm trying to give you some of the master keys I have learned to survive bodily, to heal so-called deadly diseases that Big Pharma says no one can heal, at least 3 or 4 of them. So, you know, it's just what it is. Actions of possessing another is not love. Love, as Don Miguel Ruiz said in his book, the mastery of love is when it's pouring out from you onto others. What if true love is in the actions of pure service because you're fully ensouled, possessing yourself? As David Rodriguez would say every Saturday at his fire ritual party talk uh, during the lockdown, who owns your body? You, right? You you're fully ensouled, possessing yourself, realizing the lie. You give your life to others in respectful service. Then you get yourself back in at one-ment. And you're never lonely. And this is just totally the opposite of the dictator and their fake-ass socialist commie games of teaching you can do whatever you want as long as you don't ever offend anyone else or ever say anything to bother anyone while they kill themselves. If you enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you haven't already, that you click this Ethiopian flag covered subscribe button, and I'll send you some more possibly healing material. And I really believe each and every one of you have within you enough of the ray of the light of the soul Christ, Helios, that you can heal anything if you set your mind to it, if you do so in a harmless and respectful way. And the reclamation of the Christos is upon us. The second coming of Christ is within you, but only really if you have the personal power to turn down the archontic parasite, zeta, or wherever the source is, fourth dimensional parasite, narcissistic predator entities when they try to make you fight with your spouse, beat your kid, or become an alcoholic. If you can't tell them no, doesn't matter how much you say Jesus is your savior. And this goes for me too. I mean, riding swiftly next to an old lady on the sidewalk yesterday, she said, "Jesus fucking Christ." I said, I'm sorry, but that's about the closest I've come to doing something rude like that recently. Because I was in my ego, I was worried about going back to the farmer's market to get a cup of the Hidden Peak coffee before it shut down because it's so delicious. I only get it on Wednesday and then have a cup Thursday morning every week because it's a little expensive and it makes me appreciate it even more. It's like a wonderful tolerance break just on that flavor because I buy it from the lady who roasted and she does such a great job that man, it makes me even appreciate it more to have it 2 days a week. So You have the power to get rid of this pathetic idea. I mean, I don't really believe it anymore. Again, I do believe it sexually, or sometimes my children might even make me cry because they don't exist yet, and they might not get to exist. And so, or my musical creations that have not came because because I don't have a girlfriend or a woman, a wife, or a hierogamic partner. However, I forgive myself for that, and I know that consciousness works in a reciprocal expression of the expansion of awareness, and that it gives me whatever I'm ready for. And so, sure, I'll still have to go through times of loneliness, but this wonderful platform of YouTube and Odyssey, and all of you out there, and my wonderful friends in the vortex of Santa Cruz, and even the library, and all the cannabis stores, even in the organic food stores, they've all really helped me. You know, this town, this state, this country, for their crazy secret Nazi socialism, and their kind on the surface, and their covert narcissism, and their super loving smiles on the surface, their hero, extreme born again hero attitudes. Let me hand it down to you. I forgive them, but yet I see great potential still, even despite all the nasty people who agreed to be shoddy for to be cyborg victims of the fallen, and the fact that they're in my family and friend groups, and I still have to complete on that forgiveness, and it's intense. But again, that can be done, and loneliness is just a lie the devil just has put forth a long time ago that just started to stick, especially when we became wage slaves in these crazy environments such as Santa Cruz, California. But the people who are really born again and people who are really enlightened know it's a lie, and they can help you to remember that. So create a great day and enjoy this one.